Hi, my name is Matt Smith. I'm Chair of Theater and Performance Studies here at Stanford. And at a time when many of us are giving and receiving less than happy announcements, I am very pleased to be in the position of relating some very good news. And that good news is that due to a very generous donation, the Theater and Performance Studies Department will be renaming the Roble Studio Theater to the Harry J. Elam Jr. Theater.
I think that Harry is just caring above anything else. And I think that's something that I was so taken aback by the first time that I ever met him, and I'm kind of always taken aback by every time we interact.
One of the things I most admire about Harry Elam is that he not only invests in your scholastic work, but he invests in you as an entire individual.
I would describe Harry as being incredibly kind and generous and gracious and compassionate, all while being a formidable scholar, teacher, mentor, thinker, contributor to campus communities and to the broader field of theater and performance studies.
Harry is a theater maker, a director, a scholar, a professor, but beyond that, he is a mentor, someone who is there when you just need someone to talk to or bounce ideas off of.
He so genuinely cares about the people that he talks to, the people he's in community with. Like, you can tell him something and he'll write it down, and you know that he's so genuinely going to follow up on it.
I have so many fond memories of being a student at Stanford, and so many of those memories are connected to working with Harry.
Harry is an incredibly approachable, kind, and patient mentor. He's just an incredibly generous, brilliant, talented individual who cares deeply about his mentees and his practice.
Harry, to me, exemplifies the principal vision of TAPS, which is the creation of a scholar artist.
And the thing that I find most exciting about Harry is the ways in which he has been relentless in his efforts to make the arts inescapable at Stanford.
Harry's presence on Stanford's campus and in Stanford's administration was like that of an advocate for the arts.
I think he's really passionate about the arts in a way that's really inspiring, because he's so knowledgeable about theater. And so it feels like he should be like, I have all this knowledge and I'm here to impart it, when actually he's just kind of always searching for more, always interested in what other people have to say.
He's consistently interested in what the quietest person has to say. What the person has to say who may feel reticent, may feel shy, may feel like they don't have something to contribute. That's the person whose voice he wants to bring forward.
He meets students where they're at with the material, without judgment, with kindness and infinite patience, which really makes the material not just that much more impactful, but accessible to the hundreds of audience members that these students then come across.
Without Harry, I wouldn't have had access to many of the arts opportunities that I had during my time at Stanford.
He has been such a great champion of the arts on campus, but also in the broader Bay Area community. He's worked with so many theater companies around town in the area. He's also brought so many wonderful artists to the campus so that students and staff and faculty members have had an opportunity to engage with some of the most cutting edge folks working in the American theater. And I feel like this is such a great honor, a great testament to the profound impact that he's had on so many of us.
One of the things that I've learned in my studies is that space is not neutral, that it carries a very specific history. And in naming theater after Dr. Harry J. Elam Jr., my hope is that we will continue to honor his canon of work, his spirit, and his methods.
When I think of TAPS, I think of Harry Elam. Harry Elam is, to me, the personification of so much of what we strive to achieve in the department.
I can think of no more fitting a tribute than to name the theater at Stanford after Harry.
I'm surprised the theater wasn't named after Harry to begin with.
I also think that Professor Elam is just so humble and would never ask for this, and it's just so, like, everyone is like, of course.
He has had such a tremendous impact on so many different people across generations.
I think that Harry's legacy is one that encourages listening and curiosity, and particularly one that encourages leading by valuing the people that you're in community with.
What Harry has taught me is that there are so many different ways to mentor that don't require putting anyone through the gamut, right? And there is a way to lead with empathy, and in essence, radical empathy at that.
Congratulations, Harry. I can't think of anybody more deserving of this honor. I know you're moving on to Occidental, but it just seems right that your name will live on at Stanford and your legacy will be continued here.
Professor Elam, I just want you to know that this is everything that you deserve.
Congratulations, Harry, on this incredible honor. We all thank you so much for all that you've contributed to Stanford and to our lives.
This is a very well-deserved honor, and I'm so grateful to call you my mentor, and I feel so privileged for the time that we've been able to spend together.
Harry, I hope you're watching this. All I can say is I wish we could do even more to honor your legacy for the department.